In my opinion, the difference between a good marketeer and a great marketeer lies in planning. Not that a good marketeer doesn't plan and that a great marketeer does, but rather a great marketeer develops a plan in such a way that it is rigid and clear and consistent, but that it also has the flexibility and creativity to be able to adapt and flex to circumstances within the market. And I think if we rolled the clock back over the course of the last 90 to 120 days during the COVID-19 pandemic, we'd certainly see those two types of plan from a marketeer being brought into sharp relief. And I think one of the interesting questions, both for marketing teams and for sales teams of the future, is how can they learn from that planning? And how can they learn from the impact that that pandemic has had on their plans to strengthen that structure and to establish those core pillars from which they can build in the future? And I think within that plan, there are a number of areas where, without the right focus, it can be very easy to simply rip up the roots and remove in the haste to be able to start something new or perhaps create a big impact in one way or another. And the reality is that actually now is the time not necessarily to be throwing out those core parts of your campaign, but to be critically analysing what works and what doesn't work, and then focusing both on refining what works and understanding why those elements that are underperforming are underperforming. And as just a little perhaps teaser for where we can take this in the future, I think one of the hidden gems within a marketing plan at the moment lies in the company newsletter. It's one of those areas that can be easily started, but perhaps often falls by the wayside after edition 4, 5, 10, 15, 20, as the concentration and focus of it perhaps changes. And we're going to look at that in the future. But for now, as we go into the weekend, have a think and critically assess the health of your marketing plan. What are the areas where it has outperformed over the course of the last few months? And where does it need more focus?